Okay, it says it's lagging, so let me close that. Microphone is enabled. Broadcast preview. There we go. So you guys can hear me now, I assume. Awesome. So, sorry, what's going on is, Batman is downloading like a 2 gig update. So while that's going on, I'm just gonna do a quick challenge tower in Mortal Kombat X. I'm playing as Kotal Khan. So this is, I hope this is not going to be terribly boring for you guys, but I'm just going to run through a tower real quick, and hopefully that'll be enough time for Batman to get, you know, his costume on and to, you know, be all sad and morose. Hey, Brandon, what's up, man? So is everything working fine? Can you guys see what I'm doing? Can you hear what I'm doing? Can you hear the game okay? Let's just make sure everything works before I start Batman later on.
Round 1, fight.
Yeah, there's a little bit of lag between when I say something and the chat sees it, so I'm just going to pretend that I'm a little slow in getting you guys' responses. Good to know that you guys can hear me at all. So you're watching me play some MKX right now. I'm currently playing as my favorite character, Kotal Khan. I love this character. I don't really see the need to play anybody else, although I just kind of play other characters for fun for now and then. But, oh, good. Are you working on the same story you were working on before, Brandon? I'll wait for that response, because I know I'm ahead of you guys in terms of, like, chat and lag. But, yeah, so this is my thing on MKX. This is who I play as online all the time. The only reason I'm not playing online right now is because I am downloading that patch, and I don't want it to lag any more than it is. Good, I'm glad you're working on that story, because it does deserve a more proper ending, I think. I mean, nothing wrong with what you gave it, it's just, I really think it has a lot more potential than that. Yes, you guys are going to see this fatality a lot. It's the easiest one that I can do. It's the one I do the most. And normally I, like, don't even do fatalities because I'm not a blood and gore guy, but you get extra coins for it, so why not? $294 coins. Melina. So how is everyone? How's everyone doing tonight? My least favorite MKX character... Probably Aaron Black, just because I don't really like the cowboy aesthetic. I've never been a fan of it. He's not a bad character, he's just, like you said, my least favorite. He just, his design doesn't really do anything for me. And I feel terrible because, like, the guy who won MKX at EVO this year played as Aaron Black. So, I mean, like, he's definitely a character who mechanically is worth something. But, I mean, for me, he's like Rufus. He's just not visually appealing or storyline appealing, but he's mechanically impressive, you know? Oh, goddamn. I better pay attention to what I'm doing here because I'm getting smashed by the computer, and that's not a thing we can have happen, guys. That makes me look bad on Twitch. P2DH, I guess you're asking who do I like? Well, you're looking at it right now. Kotal Khan is my favorite new character in MKX. Like, design-wise, I think Mayan aesthetic was a really interesting place to go. I think it fits the character quite well. I think it fits the aesthetic quite well. It's just really good. P2DH, where do I know you from? Are you from Facebook? Are you from Furfinity? Yeah, that's the thing, though. Like, Aaron Black is not actually a cowboy. He's like some kind of like demented outworld cowboy, which is a good design. I just don't know who thought it was a good idea to put that in MKX. And there's another fatality for you guys. I think like Ferrator is an interesting design because Ferrator is at least a different body rig than most of the games. I mean, you see, this has always been my problem with like the 3D Mortal Kombat games, is that they basically, a lot of times, it seems to me at least, make just a male and female body rig. Um, if I didn't answer before, Kotal-Kahn, I like the fact that they went with a Mayan design aesthetic. I don't think that's been done a lot for, at least for fighting games. I like the fact that he's like a Sagat-style character where he's big and fast and strong. And I just like that he's domineering, and I like the fact that there is a character that takes over Shao Kahn's presence without being Shao Kahn. And I think, you know, we can stand to do a lot more of that. Like, take the old character archetypes and develop them into new characters. Also, excuse me if I sound a little stuffy. I am getting over a cold right now, and my nose is still a little stuffed up. And we do have the air conditioning running, so that is going to affect that quite a bit. And I'm going to be sniffling and maybe coughing a little bit. I'm sorry, guys. It was probably not the best night to stream, but I don't have any art to do tonight, so I had the time. Jesus Christ, Katana. Calm down. Oh, she stopped the old lady attack. Yeah. Don't like having my interactable stuffed. Yeah, so Sammy, I hope that answered my Kotal-Kahn diatribe as to why I like this character so much. You know, he's just, I mean, if you've seen the character design artwork, which is freely available online right now, you can also unlock it in the game. They even went a little further with his design. I really would have liked to have seen a few of those ideas that they put forth come out in the final design, but, you know, things move on. You have to appease the people in charge, guys like Ed Boon and the entire design team. You know, they say the art director has final say, but the art director doesn't always have final say. A lot of times it's a directive from above. It's what the aesthetic of the guys in charge like. Chaotic Neutral, Lone Wolf, Desert Cowboy, and a Grimdark Magical Universe is a really solid design. Brandon, that what you just described, and I'll ask Sammy to back me up here, is basically Stephen King's The Dark Tower. Like, the main character from that is basically Aaron Black. And ironically, we're playing a tower mode right now, so Dark Tower reference. What? My wife's making fun of me, guys. Roland, I've never been sure if you pronounce that Deschain or Dechain, because, like, I've never heard it. I've only ever read it.
That's about to change.
Round 1. Fight.
Yeah, Roland Deschain? Dechain? I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I know he exists, and I know his basic character plot arc. It's been quite a while since I've read any of those books. I'm not even sure which book they're on now. Is it like, are we at like book 5 or something? Because it went on after the main trilogy ended, am I not right? Flat Whips McCracken. Oh yeah, Takeda, yeah. Takeda, like, as mechanically is incredibly interesting. He's like an Omega Red style character, but like visually, there could have been so much more done with this character. Like, I am sick of the human characters in this game being just flat grays and browns. Yeah, he does have a little bit of color to him, but he's basically interchangeable with like a Liu Kang or you know, any other Asian male character in the game is basically somewhat interchangeable. I mean, not even the Asian males, like Johnny Cage is basically indistinct from any other human male in the game because he's wearing like combat attire as well. So, I mean, even the alternate costumes don't do a heck of a whole lot to discern one character from another. It's not like in Street Fighter where characters have like blatantly have like visuals that are designed around a particular color palette. Deshane. Yeah, that sounds about right. That sounds very Stephen King-ish. It sounds like something he would make up. Yeah, that's what that sounds like. Oh, ranked up. Nice. Didn't know you could rank up in tower mode. Kenshi is my next opponent. So yeah, yeah, Deshane. Deshane sounds about right, like I said. Whoop, whoop. Sorry, I'm just gonna... I really shouldn't be skipping these intros if you guys haven't seen them, so I promise I won't skip any more than just that. I didn't... Kenshi's also another character I'm not sure I quite like. Like, I don't know, just something about, like... He quite clearly is meant to be Japanese. He carries a Japanese sword. He has that shogun-like demon that comes out of him. but something about his fighting style looks very Chinese. And like, I always had this problem with the aesthetics of Mortal Kombat. It's like, they tend to just like lump everything together into just one, you know, Asian stew, without keeping things like, you know, karate what would it be? Iaijutsu is what Kenshi would be practicing. It just doesn't look that way. I mean, like, his hands are always open-palmed, which, yes, I guess karate does mean the way of the empty fist, but it's supposed to mean the way of unarmed combat, but, you know, you get what I'm saying, guys. Am I gonna get a PS4 to play SF5? Maybe? I'm thinking more I'm probably going to play it on the PC, because I found that in the latter days of Street Fighter 4, I ended up playing it more on PC than anything else, if only because of mods, and I thought the online functioned just a little bit better on PC. So I think Street Fighter 5 will be a PC game for me. More so, I would probably want to get a PS4 for, what was the name of that game? Horizon? Horizon looked really good. Like, that would be a game. God, I get excited just thinking about it. Just, like, the way that game's laid out, I really just want to sort of drop into that world and play, you know? Horizon, I think, is more the game I want a PS4 for than Street Fighter 5. Oh, crap, I skipped that again. I'm sorry. It's a matter of habit, guys. Horizon looks incredibly gorgeous, and that is, I think, will probably be the newest IP to be a killer app for PS4. Like, when I say the newest IP, I mean, like, if they brought out a Last of Us 2, which I hear they're working on, Last of Us 2 would be a reason to own a PS4, but that's not a new IP. Now, it would kind of be like what Last of Us was for the last gen, where it's this incredibly new IP that is just ungettable anywhere else and is the one thing you want, which, yeah, I guess is the definition of killer app, so I'm being redundant. But, yeah, I think Horizon could be the Last of Us of PS4, and it would be incredible if we got it, like, within the first couple of years of PS4, rather than wait till, like, the end life cycle when Last of Us came out. Because the funny thing about games like The Last of Us is, they always come out in the end, like, the end years of the game's life cycle, and that's because, like, that's where you reach the point where the developers are comfortable enough with the hardware to squeeze every last trick out of it, and to do, like, their absolute best with it, which is why you see games like Chrono Trigger on the SNES coming out at the end of that console's life cycle, or, you know, its own sequel, Chrono Cross, came out at the end of the PS1 life cycle. Excuse me a second, guys, I gotta kick a guy's ass here, because I'm not paying attention. Excuse me, sir, oh, crap, I messed up the fatality. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just not doing well this evening, so let's hope we get this tower done quickly so I can jump into a new game of Batman Arkham Knight, which I'm pretty sure all of you have probably seen all of the gameplay of already. Is anybody, like, new to this game? Because the thing is, I'm flip-flopping between whether I should do a new game plus or a new game, and I kind of sort of want to start over doing a new game. Just, like, start from scratch. I think my wife's falling asleep. Falling asleep, babe? No. Oh, Sammy has not seen the, ooh, is this classic, right? Yeah, that is classic, right?
People believed what they wished.
They'll learn Bullock was no god.
Round 1, fight.
I don't know if we all hate the wall-to-wall blood. I think Sammy quite enjoys fatalities. Sammy's a blood and gore heavy metal kind of guy. Right, okay, so... yeah, that's pretty much the end of the main plot, I think, Benji. Everything else after that is just, like, to get the 100% ending, which I don't think I'm ever going to get because it involves getting those goddamn Riddler trophies. And I'm sorry, I do not have that kind of time to waste, as I was, moaning about on Facebook earlier because I started playing Terra online, that MMO. And literally, I was just walking in a straight line and hitting attack every so often, and I'm like, this is not gameplay, at least as far as I'm concerned. I'm not learning anything from this gameplay. Which is my problem with MMOs in general, is that it's all avatar strength. It's not me as a player learning something new. Like, and basically at that point, you play one, you've played them all, you know? Wow, I'm getting my butt kicked here, so guys, let me just focus for a second. Oh, you're gonna go watch the 100% ending now on YouTube? Well, enjoy that. It's strange and... like, I feel like the narrative just sort of loses... excuse me one second, guys. drop the fatality again. I'm sorry, I was really distracted there. I was like dealing with 2 or 3 things at once.
Kotal Khan win.
Right, so yeah, the 100% ending, like, I feel like all the way towards its finale, I feel like Arkham Knight loses a lot. Like, it has a really good plot going to, like, maybe the middle. It has really good encounters and moment-to-moment gameplay. But I just think, like, towards the end, they just sort of go, well, whatever, right? Let's just finish it up now. There we go, here's Goro.
You would attack your emperor. I serve no emperor.
Ah, you did serve an emperor at least once, Goro. Not gonna lie. You stood up for the overhead there. AI's getting smart. That was dumb luck, folks. I avoided that interactable by sheer dumb luck.
You will die.
These grabs, though. I like the fact that you can X-ray and fatality Goro now, because if anybody remembers in the old games, like, bosses like Goro and Motaro, you couldn't do much to them after. Yeah, Benji, that's about it. Like, once they reveal who the Arkham Knight is, there's, like, no mystery left in the plot. And, like, I don't even think that, like, I think that there should have been, like, a bigger surprise after that, but the biggest surprise of the game, and I'm not going to spoil it here, occurs before the reveal of the Arkham Knight. And for plot reasons, it sort of has to. But that, I think, was a much better twist, and it was never hinted at in any of the marketing material, and that was great. And Benji knows exactly what I'm talking about. It was never hinted at in any of the marketing materials, and it ended up being, like, probably the most enjoyable part of the game. Alright, let's see if I can at least get the fatality on Goro. There we go. See, my problem is I'm switching constantly between the thumbstick and the D-pad to do moves, and I usually do the fatality on the D-pad rather than the thumbstick. Yeah, no, Sammy, the story is still eminently playable. The situation gameplay is still eminently playable. It's still a very enjoyable game, and probably, I think, right now, the best game of this current console generation is Arkham Knight. Because I really did enjoy every single moment of it. And, like, for us to discuss stuff like that about the plot is a little bit of a nitpick, because it's not going to be perfect. No game is, you know.
Have outworld.
Not so long as I live.
Challenge accepted.
Oh, Shinnok. Shinnok the meme master. Challenge accepted. Yeah, it's not even literally scream out. Like, I thought that's who it was gonna be going in, and I was right, and I felt sort of cheated in being right, because we have had so many great surprises from the previous Arkham games. Like, I'm talking things like the Scarecrow sequences in Arkham Asylum, or the Mr. Freeze boss battle in Arkham City, and absolutely nothing in Arkham Origins. But what I'm saying is that, like, things like that have been known to this series for defying the expectations of especially comic book fans. You know, it plays with our expectations, and it introduces us to new things as video game players, and it lends something new to the medium that is just more than just a simple translation. And I was looking for something like that in this, and I guess the Batmobile is pretty much it from a gameplay standpoint, but from a narrative standpoint, there's really nothing. Oh, Origins isn't canon. I doubted it would be. I played a little of it. Like, I got it on Steam like a week before Night came out, and I figured I was gonna play that, and then I really just sort of lost interest in it, like maybe 2 or 3 missions in. Yeah, you guys really don't need me to be quiet for this cutscene, do you? Probably my favorite design in the game next to Kotal Khan is this guy, Corrupted Shinnok, who's gonna walk all over me before I get a couple of lucky shots in. Yeah, he's gonna do that a lot. 'Cause he's got armor on everything. And I'm gonna throw a pot of water at this guy, because, you know, that's how you beat an Elder God, with water. I don't think Corrupted Shinnok has fatalities. Hey Mo, long time no see, buddy. How you doing? Yeah, Sammy. That's about accurate, I would think. And there he goes, tossing my head away. So let's retry that boss fight. I'm gonna be a little quiet here as I'm figuring this out. Yeah, Deathstroke. That's about where I stopped playing Origins as well. It was just after Deathstroke. And the thing was, I did that one thing where you do the crime scene investigation, which I thought was great, but I would play a whole game that was like that. And yes, I know the Sherlock games are a thing, but I wanted more of that and less of the just, you know, fight a bunch of dudes and do a bunch of combat and maybe solve an environmental puzzle. Like, I wanted more of the detective work, like actual detective work, not just like follow a trail of things, like look around this room and figure out something that is a little outside the box. I said I was going to pay attention to this fight, didn't I? I'm not actually doing that. There we go. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Mo. Alright, we're just going to watch this ending, and then we will hopefully skip over to Batman. Now, when I switch games, I don't know if Twitch will follow me when I switch games, so you guys are going to have to let me know if the stream drops, okay? Can I count on you guys to let me know that? I feel like I'll have to talk a little less when we start playing Arkham. I'll just do commentary, I guess.
To Outworld determined to rebuild his forces. But Raiden defeated him in a surprise attack and claimed dominion over Outworld. Desperate, the Emperor called upon the Elder Gods to aid in preserving his sovereignty.
I love this artwork, by the way.
They granted his request, invoking the most sacred of combat.
I need to do some Kotal Khan fan art at some point.
Now, once every decade, Kotal Khan
I want a
must
poster of
enlist
this.
his greatest defenders to face Raiden's challengers.
See, Aaron Black looks actually kind of okay there. Like, I just don't like his 3D model, I think. Like, that's not a bad design. None of those are bad designs at all. Alright, so that's the end of that. I'm gonna skip... Okay, so you guys may lose my audio when I skip out to the main menu. It's just... Yeah, I got that.